Who is Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh? Everything you need to know about King Charles's sister-in-law. Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, has officially been a member of the British royal family since she wed Prince Edward, Queen Elizabeth II's youngest son 25 years ago in 1999. But since the Queen's passing in 2022, and, subsequently, King Charles and Kate Middleton's dual health crises this year, she's been holding down the royal fort and stepping up and out with countless engagements, high-profile royal moments and more. But who is she? And when did she assume such a prominent royal title? Keep reading for a brief explainer on Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh. Welcome to Royal Pancakes. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell, so you don't miss any news about the British monarchy. Sophie is the wife of Prince Edward, who also happens to be the Duke of Edinburgh, a title he inherited following the death of his father Prince Philip in 2021. The title was handed over to Edward by King Charles in 2023 for his 59th birthday, a poignant occasion given their father held that role for more than 70 years. By association, this appointment by the king led Sophie to become the Duchess of Edinburgh. Sophie Helen Rhys-Jones, her full name, pre-marriage, was born on January 20, 1965 and raised in Oxford, England by her parents. Her mother, Mary Rhys-Jones, was a secretary and charity worker, while her father, Christopher Bournes Rhys-Jones, was a sales director. She trained as a secretary at West Kent College before working as a publicist and eventually opening her own PR agency called RDH, which she ran for 5 years. The royal pair actually first connected in 1987, while she was working at Capital Radio, and had yet to launch her own agency. At the time, Edward was dating Sophie's friend. In 1993, they again crossed paths when Sophie handled the publicity for the Prince's Real Tennis Challenge charity event. As the story goes, when one of the celebrity guests had to back out last minute, Sophie stepped in and posed for pics with the royal. According to People, who spoke with Sally Jones, a tennis champion who was present for the shoot, nobody knew that there was an attraction between them that day. But Edward always had an eye for a bright girl, and Sophie is bright, sparky and fun. Sophie and Edward's first date took place at Buckingham Palace shortly after Edward proposed to Sophie while on vacation in the Bahamas in December 1998, and the pair announced their engagement in January 1999. Sophie and Edward tied the knot in June that same year at St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle. Ahem, this is the same venue that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle chose for their big day in 2018. In their engagement interview, Edward shared the difficulty that came with pulling off the proposal. I managed to take her completely by surprise. She had no idea that it was coming, which is what I really wanted to do. Sophie added, I was slightly stunned for a minute and then I realized I should actually answer the question, so then I said, yes. I said, yes, please. When it came to their wedding, one detail that was unique, the couple requested that their nuptials not be a state occasion, which meant the 560 guests in attendance were largely family and friends. It was still broadcast worldwide with a whopping 200 million people tuning in. Upon their marriage, the pair received new titles, the Earl and Countess of Wessex. In November 2003, Sophie and Edward welcomed their firstborn child, a girl, Lady Louise Alice Elizabeth Mary Mountbatten Windsor. A month ahead of her due date, Sophie experienced a placental abruption, and had to have an emergency C-section. Edward was traveling at the time, which meant he had to miss the birth. In December 2007, Sophie became a mom for a second time with the arrival of her son, James Alexander Philip Theo Mountbatten Windsor. James carried the title of Viscount Severn at birth, but became the Earl of Wessex in March 2023 after his father assumed his Duke of Edinburgh title. Another unique detail about Sophie's kids, James actually comes before Louise in the line of succession since they were both born before the Succession to the Crown Act 2013, which changed the system so that birth order, regardless of gender, determines the line of succession going forward.